Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is TG Tips, and if you're new here, I do maths tutorials and educational videos. Today I have a video talking about planning life after university. So these are some of the options that I've researched and found of things to do after you graduate. This isn't just for people in their final year of uni. This can be for people who've already graduated and haven't decided what they want to do yet. And I know it's literally October, we've just started, but this year will go so quickly, and I just think it's better to have options at the end than to be lost and let graduate life hit you off guard. So grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, take some notes. We're gonna get our life together. And before I go ahead, like this video if you find it helpful, subscribe to my channel for more content, and share this with someone who you know needs help. Yeah. Let's go. This basically came about because I was looking at my PGCE and it turns out applications open in 5 days. I know I can't be the only one that didn't know that. I don't know. I have taken some notes, so this shouldn't take very long. Okay, so I have 5 options of things that you could do and different routes to take. As I said, there's probably a lot of things that you could do, but these are just something to give you an idea, to give you some inspiration. So the first option is a master's or a postgraduate qualification. So these are university based. You'll either apply through UCAS or apply directly to the university, and these can be a progression from your degree, or it could be a change in field if you decided that it's not what you want to do anymore. Some universities do offer what's called subject knowledge enhancement courses. So these are designed for people who are transitioning from a degree that didn't necessarily have all the knowledge that you might need for the master's. So it's just to make sure you're up to speed. So don't feel like you have to do the same thing. The master's route is definitely for people who are more academically inclined. So I would bear that in mind. If you're not into research, you will have to do a thesis or a dissertation, so it's definitely worth making sure it's what you want to do. You do have to pay, so I believe it's $9,250, the same, but there is student finance available. It's less than what you would have had for uni. Nevertheless, you can get some funding for it. And there's also bursaries and scholarships available, especially for teaching in specific subjects, so it's definitely worth researching what you can get. The next option I have is to look for a full-time job. So this could be any job. I will just speak generally. I put this one down because a lot of jobs do prefer graduates. So you might see on a job it says a bachelor's degree is required, but they won't specify the subject because employers do prefer to employ graduates. Having a degree makes them think that you've gained skills throughout uni, like time management, organisation, I don't know. They think very highly of us, so it's definitely worth having a look at the jobs that are available. Having a degree does give you access to higher paying jobs. I know a lot of people don't believe it, but it's true. As a graduate, you are more likely to earn more when you do start full-time work, and you are given more access to managerial roles. If you don't want to carry on with education, you just want to get straight into work and get some money, then it's worth looking at that. The third option is graduate schemes. So these are schemes run by companies specifically targeted at graduates. So they'll basically train you within the company so that you can work for them in the future. And these are designed to give you access to higher positions quicker than you would from just applying normally and working your way up. So I have done some research into companies that offer these. So the first one I found was the Civil Service Graduate Scheme. So they have a lot of different roles, from finance, from marketing, from HR. There's a lot of graduate schemes available through them, and they're actually taking applications now, so it's worth having a look at for 2021. The next one is the Police Now scheme. So the Police Now have the National Leadership Graduate Scheme and also the National Detective Graduate Scheme. These are, again, designed to give you access to jobs within the police that other people with degrees would have to have extra experience for, to do extra training for. The next one I found was the NHS Graduate Management Scheme. So that's designed for people who want to work within the NHS in a managerial role. I didn't quite look into whether it will be technical skills or if you need specific degrees, but they do have a lot of managerial roles within the NHS. So again, that's giving you a head start and kind of allowing you to skip a few steps. Another one is the army. So the army are always recruiting graduates. They need graduates for specialised roles like engineering, nursing. They probably have people for marketing, they have adverts that they do, so it's definitely worth looking at the army. There's loads of graduate schemes out there. I will link Prospect's website in the description box. They have a lot of graduate schemes, so it's definitely worth having a look. The next option is apprenticeship. Apprenticeships are different to graduate schemes because they don't always require you to have a degree. Apprenticeships are basically run by companies where you will work for them alongside gaining some qualifications. So they will pay for the qualifications that you get so that you can work for them in the future. You will get paid a bit less than the full-time wage, but it is just because they're paying for your qualification. So if you would like to get working straight away, but you would like to get some qualifications under your belt, then it's definitely worth doing. I know a lot of apprenticeships are in partnerships with colleges or universities, so you'll have some days in work and some days in college or uni. I know people end up in amazing positions from doing these apprenticeships, and I know at first it seems like a rip-off because you're not earning that much, but I think the qualifications you get from it are definitely worth it. The next option I have is placements, volunteering and internships. So this is for people who need to get some experience in their field because either they don't have any relevant work experience or you just find it difficult to get a job. Having a placement or an internship or even volunteering gives you an edge over someone who just has a degree because you have some experience to show for it. And honestly, I'd say now, since uni's online, it's definitely worth taking the time to look into placements, and it can help you to know if it's actually what you want to do. Placements and internships are really good for people who want to get into creative fields. So there's jobs that require you to have experience and require you to show your portfolio of all the things that you've done. But being in uni, you won't necessarily have done anything. So if you do need some work experience, something good to put on your CV, it's definitely worth emailing some companies and getting a placement or an internship. Movies usually show interns like running to get coffee for people or shredding paper or carrying a load of books and being made fun of in the office, but you could end up being Jeff Bezos's intern and he could make you his PA. So I think the idea of being an intern and working within a company, you're able to rub shoulders with people that are doing what you want to do in the future, and you can get some recognition. And also a lot of companies end up taking on people that they give internships and placements to. So it's definitely worth having a look at. You could get a paying job at the end of it. Also, you can just do a few hours a week. You don't have to commit to doing a load of hours. It's literally just exposing yourself to the professional environment. Again, Prospects do have placements and internships on their website, so you can go to their website. It'll be in the description box. Really doing free promo. My final option is a gap year. Honestly, if you're unsure what you want to do, you've always got the option to take a gap year, especially if you can go back home for a little while and get your head together. It's a really good time to explore your hobbies, explore your likes and dislikes, and just take a breather. I know a lot of people have been in education for the past 15 years or something, but honestly, if you've never had that time to see who you are outside of education, then sometimes it can be difficult to know what you really want to do. So if you can go back home, or if you can just afford to have a part-time job, it's definitely worth taking a gap year. Once you start doing things, you realise, okay, I don't want to work full-time yet, I want to get an education. Or you realise you're ready to work full-time, or you might find a job that you love, or you might, well, you're not going to travel because Corona said so. Now I just have some tips. So these are practical things that you can do right now just to prepare yourself and to start planning. So the first tip is to be aware of deadlines. So I've realised that a lot of masters and postgrads are actually accepting applications from October, and there are some companies that have specific intake windows throughout the year, so it's definitely worth doing the research now, just to make sure you don't miss them deadlines and you don't miss out on opportunities. You can also just fill in a form, show your interest, and then they'll let you know when they're accepting applications. The second tip is it's never too early to prepare. So even now, there's things that you could be doing just to prepare yourself for your life after uni. You can work on your CV, things like working on personal statements and also interview techniques. So this year is the year of Skype interviews. So if your virtual interview technique needs some work, this is the time to do it, 100%. Also, if you do need to do some entrance tests or knowledge tests to get the jobs and placements that you need, then start working on them now, start practicing now. Or psychometric tests. There are companies that do require you to do tests, so it's definitely worth working on that now so you're not panicking. The third tip is to use your resources. So especially if you're in uni, you have access to tutors, lecturers. You can also speak to other graduates around you, or if you don't really have anyone in your life that you can talk to, there's always LinkedIn. So if you just go on LinkedIn and search for people with jobs that you want, 100% LinkedIn is the one place where someone will be flattered that you trusted them to give you advice on your future. They'll probably write a big inspirational post about it. But really, honestly, as cheesy as it gets on LinkedIn, I would say it's really good at giving you access to people that you just probably would never meet. And also YouTube. There's people that share their experiences. So if you're not sure on a course that you want to do, you can probably find someone giving a story time on YouTube about it. The last one is just to do your research. As I said, these are just some options that I found, and it might just give you a place to start and start looking at your own options on what works for you. So I'd say look at the pros and cons and not just how much money you're going to get. Money isn't everything, and it's worth looking at what's right for you right now and also the long-term pros and cons. It's definitely worth thinking about the long-term pros and cons. So I know that money might seem like a big incentive to do something right now, but there's opportunities that maybe you won't make money right now, well, loads of money right now, but it will maximize your earnings in the future. This isn't going to be enough for you to watch this video and know what you want to do, but hopefully it's giving you somewhere to start. Let me know if you have any more tips for people. Put it in the comments if you have other experiences or if you have other ideas. I will leave my email in the description box if you have any questions. I'll also leave my Facebook page, and yeah, that's everything, guys. Yeah, as usual, like this video if you find it helpful. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.